Sometimes the strongest message isn't the one spoken, it's the one left unsaid. When a woman is done with you, she may not tell you outright, but her actions will speak volumes. Too often, men miss these subtle signs until it's too late, leaving them asking what went wrong. High-value men, today on the Stoic journey, we're diving into 6 key signs that a woman is emotionally checking out of a relationship. Recognizing these early can save you time, energy, and heartache. So, don't blink. This insight could change how you approach your relationships forever. 1. She stops initiating communication. Picture this. Your phone used to buzz with her messages, memes, little inside jokes, or just a quick thinking of you. It felt effortless, right? Now, there's only silence. And that silence? It speaks louder than any words ever could. Gentlemen, this isn't just a momentary lull. It's a red flag waving in plain sight. When she stops initiating communication, it's not because she's too busy. It's because her interest has shifted. What this means for you. Let's break this down. Women are naturally communicative creatures. If she's into you, she wants to connect, to share her day, her thoughts, and even the mundane details of her life. But when that stops, it's not a coincidence. It's a deliberate shift in energy. Take Daniel, for instance, a high-value man in his career, but blind to this subtle shift in his personal life. He noticed his girlfriend wasn't sending her usual good morning texts anymore. At first, he shrugged it off. She's probably just busy, he thought. But busy became days, then weeks, and suddenly he realized he was the only one holding the conversation alive. Daniel kept texting, hoping for the spark to reignite, but all he got in return were lukewarm responses. Sound familiar? The Stoic approach. Here's the truth. Chasing after someone who's emotionally checked out only drains your energy. This is where the teachings of Marcus Aurelius come in handy. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What does that mean here? It means letting go of what you can't control, her effort, her attention, and focusing on what you can control, your reaction. If she's no longer texting first, stop chasing. Stop wondering. Instead, ask yourself, how can I use this time to better myself? Gentlemen, remember, a high-value man doesn't beg for attention. He commands it by how he carries himself. The energy you're pouring into unanswered texts, redirect it into your growth, your fitness, your goals. Because when you build yourself up, you'll attract someone who matches your energy effortlessly. If this is hitting home for you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It not only helps us grow, but ensures you won't miss out on insights like these that can transform your relationships and your life. Let me share another story. Mike, a friend of mine, was in a similar situation. He noticed the conversations with his girlfriend had gone from vibrant and engaging to dry and routine. He ignored it, thinking, this is just a phase. But weeks later, she told him she didn't feel the same way anymore. He felt blindsided. But looking back, all the signs were there. The moral of the story? Don't ignore the subtle shifts. High-value men are aware. They don't just observe the signs, they act on them. If she's no longer putting in effort, it's not your job to drag her back into the relationship. It's your job to reflect, refocus, and move forward with dignity. Now, if you think this is the only sign, think again. This is just the beginning. Next, we're diving into something even more telling. When conversations start to feel one-sided, trust me, you won't want to miss this. 2. Conversations feel one-sided. Have you ever sent a heartfelt text only to get a one-word reply like fine or okay? It's frustrating, right? Almost like you're having a conversation with yourself. If this sounds familiar, it might be time to ask yourself, are you the only one carrying the weight of your relationship? Let's paint a picture. You wake up, grab your phone, and shoot her a good morning text. Hours go by. Nothing. Finally, you get a hey at lunchtime. No emojis, no follow-up question, just hey. At first you tell yourself, maybe she's busy. But over time, you notice a pattern. You're always the one reaching out first, starting the conversations and keeping them alive. Meanwhile, her replies are short, cold, and distant. Suddenly, what used to be effortless starts to feel exhausting. This, gentleman, is a classic case of a one-sided conversation. And it's more than just bad communication. It's a sign of emotional withdrawal. When someone values your presence in their life, they'll make an effort to connect. They'll engage with you, share their thoughts, and reciprocate your energy. If you're always the one initiating, you're essentially carrying the relationship on your back. And let me tell you, that weight can wear you down. So what can you do if you find yourself in this situation? Here's how a high-value man with a stoic mindset would handle it. 1. Pause and reflect. Stop initiating for a few days and see what happens. If she doesn't notice or reach out, that silence is your answer. 2. Prioritize your energy. Focus on activities that bring you fulfillment, whether it's your career, fitness, or hobbies. When you invest in yourself, you naturally attract people who match your energy. 3. Set boundaries. Healthy communication is a two-way street. If you're always the one starting conversations, it's time to evaluate whether this relationship aligns with your standards. 4. Embrace the Stoic principle of control. Remember, you can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. Choose to protect your peace over chasing someone's attention. Quick reminder, is this resonating with you? If so, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. It not only helps us reach more men like you, but ensures you never miss a life-changing insight. Here's the truth. Conversations should feel like a dance, not a solo performance. If you're the only one moving, it's time to step back. A high-value man knows his worth and doesn't waste time forcing connections. And remember this, relationships thrive on mutual effort. If you're the only one trying, it's not just one-sided, it's unsustainable. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So, let go of what's draining you and redirect your energy to what truly matters, you. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Up next, we're diving into an even bigger warning sign, when her responses shift from distant to outright dismissive. Trust me, you'll want to catch this one before it's too late. 3. Her responses become distant. Have you ever poured your heart into a text, crafting the perfect message, only to get a cold, one-word reply? Something like fine or K. Feels like a gut punch, doesn't it? It's not just frustrating, it's telling. And if you're not paying attention, it could be the clearest sign that she's already checked out. Let's talk about Mike. Mike was in a long-term relationship and started noticing his girlfriend's replies getting shorter, colder, and less frequent. At first, he brushed it off. She's just busy, he thought. But as weeks turned into months, her distant responses became the norm. Mike doubled down, thinking, if I just try harder, things will get better. So he sent more texts, planned more dates, and called more often. But guess what? The more effort he put in, the less she responded. Eventually, she stopped replying altogether. Mike was left confused, frustrated, and asking himself, what did I do wrong? Does Mike's story sound familiar? If it does, you're not alone. And the problem isn't you, it's that you're ignoring the signs. When someone values you, they show it, through their words, their actions, and their effort. When her replies shift from thoughtful and engaging to distant and dismissive, it's not just a random mood swing, it's a sign her emotional investment is fading. Here's the hard truth. Distant responses are rarely about being too busy. They're about priority, and right now, you're not it. So, what should you do when her responses start feeling distant? Here's the Stoic approach to handle it like a high-value man. 1. Stop chasing. Resist the urge to flood her with texts or calls. Desperation only pushes people further away. Instead, pause and observe her actions. 2. Communicate directly. When the time feels right, ask her how she's feeling about the relationship. Approach it calmly and without accusation. Sometimes clarity can reveal whether the distance is temporary or permanent. 3. Refocus on yourself. Take the energy you are pouring into her and channel it into self-improvement. Hit the gym, dive into your passions, or spend time with people who value you. When you invest in yourself, you naturally attract people who respect your worth. 4. Know when to let go. If her distance persists and she shows no effort to reconnect, it might be time to move on. As the Stoics teach, we can't control others' actions, only how we respond to them. Quick reminder, if this is resonating with you, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us reach more men who need this message, and it ensures you never miss a video packed with life-changing insights. Here's what you need to remember. A relationship is a partnership, not a solo effort. When her responses become distant, it's not an invitation to try harder. It's a wake-up call to protect your peace. And if you need a mantra to guide you through this, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength, gentlemen, isn't about holding on to what's slipping away. It's about knowing when to let go and focus on what truly matters, yourself. But wait, there's more to uncover. What happens when she stops avoiding conflict altogether? Silence isn't always golden, especially in relationships. Up next, we're breaking down the dangerous red flag of emotional apathy and what it means for you. 4. She avoids you and your invitations. Ever invite someone out only to hear "sorry, I'm busy" over and over again? At first you believe it, but then it hits you. She's not too busy, she's just not interested. And that realization? It stings, doesn't it? But here's the truth you need to hear. When someone values you, they make time for you. No excuses. Let me tell you about Alex. Alex was dating a woman who seemed perfect on paper. Smart, funny, beautiful. But after a few months, something changed. Whenever Alex asked her to hang out, she always had an excuse. "I've got work, I'm feeling tired," or "let's plan for another time." Another time never came. Still, Alex held on. He told himself she's just going through a busy phase. He planned elaborate dates, hoping to rekindle the spark, but she always canceled at the last minute. Eventually, he realized he wasn't a priority anymore. He was just an option. Sound familiar? If you've been there, you're not alone. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to recognize the signs and act accordingly. When someone starts avoiding you, it's not just about scheduling conflicts. It's a reflection of shifting priorities. Think about it. We all have busy lives. But when you genuinely care about someone, you find a way to make time for them. You squeeze in a quick coffee, a phone call, or even a 5-minute chat. When she consistently avoids your invitations, it's not just about her being busy. It's about her choosing to spend her time elsewhere, and that's your signal to stop chasing. So how do you respond when she starts avoiding you? Here's how a high-value man with a Stoic mindset handles it. 1. Stop making excuses for her. Don't rationalize her behavior with "she's just overwhelmed" or "she'll come around." Instead, look at her actions. They tell you everything you need to know. 2. Pause and observe. Take a step back and give her space. If she's genuinely interested, she'll notice your absence and make an effort to reconnect. If she doesn't, you have your answer. 3. Refocus your energy. Invest your time in things that fulfill you. Whether it's hitting the gym, working on your side hustle, or spending time with friends who appreciate you. When you prioritize yourself, you naturally attract people who value your presence. 4. Know when to walk away. The hardest part is accepting that not everyone is meant to stay in your life. But walking away with your dignity intact is far more empowering than clinging to someone who doesn't reciprocate your energy. Quick reminder, if this advice is helping you see things more clearly, do us a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means the world to us, and it ensures you won't miss any of our future insights. Here's the bottom line. Relationships are about mutual effort. If she's consistently avoiding you, it's not your job to chase her or prove your worth. A high-value man doesn't beg for attention, he commands it by knowing when to let go. And remember this, walking away isn't about giving up. It's about valuing yourself enough to make room for the right people, the ones who will show up for you without excuses. As the Stoics teach us, don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. So be the man who recognizes his worth, respects his time, and never settles for less than he deserves. Think this is the only red flag? Think again. Next, we'll uncover one of the most misunderstood signs of a dying relationship, when she stops arguing altogether. Silence isn't always golden, gentlemen, and I'm going to tell you why. 5. The relationship lacks conflict and passion. Have you ever sat in total silence with your partner? No arguments, no tension, no anything. At first it might feel like peace, but deep down, you know something's off. That silence, it's not calm, it's apathy. And apathy, gentlemen, is the true killer of connection. Let me share a story about David. David used to argue with his girlfriend about everything. What movie to watch, where to eat, even the temperature in the car. But one day, the arguments just stopped. At first, he thought, finally, we're getting along. But then he noticed something strange. She stopped asking his opinion on anything. Decisions were made without him, and conversations felt hollow. It wasn't that they had resolved their differences. It was that she no longer cared enough to even engage. The fiery debates that once defined their relationship had been replaced by a cold, distant silence. David realized too late that the absence of conflict didn't mean harmony. It meant she had emotionally checked out. Does this sound familiar? If so, it's time to pay attention. Here's the thing. Arguments, when handled respectfully, are a sign of passion. They show that both people are invested enough to fight for what they believe in and work through issues together. But when one person stops engaging, stops caring, it's a red flag that the emotional connection is fading. Gentlemen, high-value men, don't mistake apathy for peace. A relationship without conflict isn't always a happy one. Sometimes it means the spark is gone, and the person you're with no longer sees a future worth fighting for. So what can you do if your relationship has fallen into this eerie calm? Here's how you can handle it like a high-value man. 1. Open the conversation. Instead of ignoring the silence, address it. Ask her directly how she feels about the relationship and where she sees it going. Her response will tell you everything you need to know. 2. Evaluate your own feelings. Take a step back and ask yourself, is this the relationship you want? Does it align with your values and the future you're building for yourself? 3. Don't be afraid to walk away. If it's clear she's checked out and has no interest in reigniting the connection, have the courage to let go. Staying in a stagnant relationship only delays your growth. 4. Focus on your passions. Channel your energy into areas of your life that inspire you. Whether it's your career, hobbies, or friendships, reigniting passion in your own life will help you attract a partner who matches your energy. Quick reminder, if this is hitting home, make sure you subscribe to the Stoic Journey. We're here to help you navigate life, relationships, and the art of self-mastery. Remember this, gentlemen. Silence isn't always golden. When your relationship lacks both conflict and passion, it's a sign that something deeper is wrong. High-value men recognize when a relationship no longer serves them. They don't settle for mediocrity. They seek connections that inspire, challenge, and fulfill them. And as Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Be the man who knows when to fight for a connection and when to walk away with his dignity intact. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. Up next, we're diving into a sign that's all too common in today's world. When her attention is always somewhere else, her phone, her work, anywhere but with you. Don't miss this one. 6. Her attention is elsewhere. 20. Have you ever sat across the table from someone only to realize their phone is getting more attention than you? It stings, doesn't it? That feeling of invisibility is hard to ignore. Maybe it starts small. She's scrolling through Instagram while you're mid-conversation, or she spends dinner snapping photos of her meal instead of talking to you. At first, you might brush it off. Oh, she's just busy. But deep down, you start to wonder, when did I stop being her priority? This isn't just about bad manners or technology. It's about a shift in focus. When her attention is consistently elsewhere, it's a clear sign that something's changed. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, but attention is a currency of care. If she's no longer investing her attention in you, it's not just random, it's deliberate. Whether it's social media, friends, or other interests taking precedence, it signals that her energy is moving away from the relationship. High-value men know that attention reflects priorities, and when your place in someone's life starts slipping, it's not about forcing it back. It's about recognizing the truth. So, what should you do? First, don't compete with distractions. It's a losing game. Instead, communicate clearly. Express how this behavior makes you feel. Keep it calm and honest, but don't beg for change. Observe patterns. Is this a one-time issue, or has her attention been drifting for a while? Patterns reveal priorities. Refocus on yourself. Shift your energy to areas where it will be appreciated. Reinvest in your hobbies, fitness, or personal growth. Remember, high-value men don't beg for attention. They command it by becoming magnetic. Build a life so fulfilling that people want to be part of it. Here's the bottom line. Attention isn't just given, it's earned by what and who we value. If her attention has drifted, Take it as a sign to recalibrate your own focus. Don't let yourself fade into the background, gentlemen. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Stay strong, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay in control of your energy. Closing takeaway: protect your peace, focus on growth. Here's a hard truth, gentlemen. Not every relationship is meant to last. Sometimes, the most powerful move you can make is knowing when to walk away. Why? Because your peace, your energy, and your self-respect are worth more than chasing something or someone that's no longer aligned with your growth. Think back to a time when you stayed in a situation far longer than you should have. Maybe you ignored the signs, those gut feelings telling you it was over. You kept trying to make it work, pouring energy into something that felt more like an uphill battle than a partnership. Now ask yourself, what did that cost you? Your confidence? Your time? Your happiness? If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most men have been there, myself included. But the key is learning to recognize when it's time to let go. Here's the lesson. High-value men don't chase, they attract. And that's not just about romantic relationships. It's about every aspect of life. You have to prioritize your peace and growth above everything else. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, put it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You can't control whether someone stays or goes, but you can control how you respond. That's where your power lies. So how do you protect your peace and focus on growth? Start with these steps. 1. Set boundaries. Don't allow someone else's indecision or disinterest to dictate your emotional state. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy. 2. Shift the focus inward. Invest in yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally. Whether it's hitting the gym, reading, or working toward your goals, every small action compounds into bigger growth. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. Connect with people who challenge you to grow, support your ambitions, and respect your worth. Your environment shapes your mindset. These aren't just feel-good ideas, they're the foundation of a life lived with purpose and intention. Let me leave you with this. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or brings you peace. True strength isn't in clinging to what's broken, it's in the courage to let go and move forward. Gentlemen, if you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. The Stoic journey is about more than just surviving, it's about thriving. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.